Hurst, Texas is the city that we're featuring today. We're looking at Hurst's history, what it's like to live in Hurst, and we're also going to take this opportunity to check out the affordability, the lifestyle, and Hurst real estate, which is going to allow us to compare Hurst to surrounding cities and the rest of the cities in the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. So if you've been thinking about moving to Hurst or simply want to learn more about the city, then this is the video for you, because we're covering everything you need to know about Hurst, Texas. Hurst is located 11 miles northeast of Fort Worth and has 3 major highways connecting it to the rest of the DFW. On the west side of the city, you have Interstate 820. You also have Highway 121, which runs through a good part of Hurst. And you also have Highway 183, which is going to carry a bulk of the traffic. Now, if you want to go to downtown Fort Worth to check out the water gardens, give yourself about 15 minutes. And if you're trying to get to Dallas to check out Deep Ellum, give yourself 30 minutes. And if you need to catch a flight at the DFW International Airport, give yourself at least 15 minutes. Now, the reason that I share those heavily frequented locations is because if you're going to live in Hurst at one point or another, you're going to go to Fort Worth, you're going to go to Dallas, and you're going to catch a flight. But to give you a more comprehensive look at the commute time, know that the average commute time for a Hurst resident is 24.9 minutes. So although Hurst is right in the thick of things, you can still expect some time in the car. And now that we know where in the world Hurst, Texas even is, I want to welcome you to the DFW Homeowner YouTube channel, the go-to real estate channel for the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. My name is Jaime Resendez, your local realtor and team leader able to help you make money in real estate, whether you're buying or selling. And we're on a mission to reach every DFW resident. So if you can share this video with someone you think would benefit, we'd greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get back to Hurst, because this is what you came for. Hurst is located in Tarrant County and was originally founded in the mid-1800s, but wasn't formally incorporated into a city until 1952. And although Hurst has always been centrally located, it didn't really start taking off in population and growth until the 1970s, which is truly when a lot of DFW cities started catching rapid growth, to where now present day Hurst is one of the largest cities in Tarrant County with a population of over 41,000. The city is now host to a number of parks and recreation facilities, along with businesses and restaurants that make Hurst a vibrant community that offers its residents a great quality of life. Now, from a personal perspective, Hurst is one of those cities that I never actually lived in. However, I went there for work just about every week, because back in my day when I was in healthcare, we actually had a compounding pharmacy right in the heart of Hurst. So I would find myself down there consistently and got to learn so much about the community, even before real estate. But to add some additional context on Hurst, I want to introduce an external resource in niche.com, which analyzes millions of public data sets on cities all across the country. And as you can see, Hurst received an A grade from Niche, having aggregated the 12 categories you see on the screen. And Hurst was also ranked as the 9th best place to live in Tarrant County. But that's what the algorithm says. What do current and former Hurst residents have to say about the city? Well, according to 114 reviews so far, they give Hurst a 4 out of 5 stars. Now, the Hurst report presented by niche.com is quite extensive, so I'm going to link it down below so you can check it out for yourself. So now we need to explore the recreation scene in Hurst. Overall, Hurst has some of the highest engagement when it comes to recreation, because they consistently provide activities and events that are suitable not only for children but adults as well. Hurst has 3 community parks, which give you access to countless fields, courts, playgrounds, pavilions, and more. Now, you can also enjoy the 5 special purpose parks. Now, if you're curious about the neighborhood parks, you have 8 to choose from. So yes, there's a lot of recreation going on in Hurst that you can enjoy at your leisure. But let's continue. Let's check out the schools, because regardless if you have kids or not, the school system impacts you quite directly, because we're talking property taxes, given that you're paying taxes on the school system, and it also impacts your resale value. Hurst is part of the HEB Independent School District, which stands for Hurst Euless Bedford ISD. Now, this is one of the larger school districts across the Metroplex with almost 23,000 students. Now, a district as a whole has 30 campuses. There's 21 elementary schools, 5 junior high schools, 2 high schools, and 2 non-traditional campuses, which have produced 3 National Merit semifinalists in 2022, have an average SAT score of 1117, an average ACT score of 22.6, and a graduation rate of 97.7%. Now, from a class size perspective, the student per teacher ratio is 17:1, which is a little bit larger than the state average of 15:1. Now, when it comes to percentage of teachers with 3 or more years of experience, that's 92%, which is 8% better than the state average of 84%. So this is letting you know that more experienced teachers are staying in the ISD. But that's the extent that I, as a real estate agent, am able to share about the school system. For a full report on the ISD, check out the link down below. But what I am able to cover is the Chick-Fil-A situation, which is very important for me. So we need to ask ourselves, is there a Chick-fil-A in Hurst? Now, thankfully, when it comes to Chick-fil-A, you have your options. And I can safely say that I've gone to all of them. All right, so I'm only half joking about the Chick-fil-A criteria being that important. Now, that's more important for me than it might be for you. But something that we both might find of importance is going to be the real estate in Hurst. Because regardless if you're renting or if you're a homeowner, real estate impacts your quality of life. Now, let's start from a macro perspective. The median home value in Hurst is $348,305, which is up over the last year by 18.6%. Now, we know over the past decade, home values continue to rise, but the rise that we saw over the last 12 months was absolutely wild. Now, if you've been waiting on the sidelines to purchase, patiently waiting for the home values to come down, well, you might soon get your wish. And now that we know that the median home value in Hurst is $349,000, we need to compare that median home value to the surrounding cities. The median home value in Colleyville is $873,000. In Bedford is $384,000. In Richland Hills is $294,000. In North Richland Hills is $377,000. In Grapevine it's $542,000. In Euless is $365,000. Arlington $336,000. And the median home value in Fort Worth is $330,000. So as you can see, the median home value in Hurst is actually on the lower half when you compare it to the surrounding cities. But let's take it a step further. What does $349,000 even buy you in the city of Hurst? Okay, so by the time you're watching this video, chances are the homes that you just saw on the screen have already sold. But have no worries, our list of preferred homes in Hurst is linked down below, which now is actually a great time to share with you the monthly mortgage payment. So I'm gonna link a video right here that's gonna help you do that for the city of Hurst. And that video is mandatory watching, especially if you're coming in from out of state, because the way that we do property taxes is a little bit different than how you're used to doing them, given that we have some of the highest property taxes in the country. But don't forget, we do not have state income taxes, which is actually a great segue into our cost of living. Overall, the cost of living in Hurst is 5% less than the national average. Now, if you only look at the housing category, it's actually 16% less than the average. From a utilities perspective, you're paying 10% more. From a groceries perspective, it's pretty much a wash. And when it comes to transportation, the cost of living for Hurst is 7% less than the national average. So at this point, you might be thinking, Jaime, Hurst is a city for me. If that sounds like you, congratulations. I invite you to check out our links down below and connect with our top realtors. But if you're still on the fence, that's okay too. I want to give you two comparable cities to consider. I, by law, have to go with the rest of the acronym because you see, here locally, Hurst is part of HEB. Hurst, Euless, Bedford. And speaking of laws, there's actually a city in the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex that has done away with property taxes. That's insane. And that city is called